So at the end of Chayev Sarah, by Isai, we have Avrohom Avinu passing away. We have the good news from the point of view that Yishmael clearly did tshuva of Yikbaro, so Yitzchak v'Yishmael. We have Avrohom Avinu passing away in an environment of incredible bracha. He's blessed. He has everything he wants. Saveya. And Zokev v'Saveya v'Yosef Alamov. And Yitzchak and Yishmael bury him. Vayi achrei mos Avram vayevorech Elokim es Yitzchak benoi vayeshav Yitzchak im be'er lacharoi. Vayeshav Yitzchak im be'er lacharoi. So Yitzchak is now the new person emerging as the next person in line. We know that it wasn't going to be Yishmael. We know that Kiv Yitzchak yikar lo chazara. He's going to be the carrier of that Masorah, that incredible Masorah that Avrohom Avinu started, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, your children are going to be this incredible nation. So wouldn't it make sense, Rabbi Isai? And right away, Rashi picks up on this issue, and we're not going to go Rashi's shop, but the question he picks up on, and we're going to give the Medrash's answer to this question. But it's interesting, Vayivorech Elokim es Yitzchak benoi. God is blessing Yitzchak. There seems to be an obvious omission. And this is a question that you should be sharing at the Shabbos table. As the people around that table ask you, what do you have to say about the Parsha? Well, there's much to say about the Parsha, but certainly if you don't have other things to say, focus on this issue. Why is it that HaKadosh Baruch Hu had to bless Yitzchak? Whatever happened to Avram blessing Yitzchak? We know that we know all of the shenanigans that went on and all of the maneuverings and all the seemingly games that were being played for Yaakov to get the brachas from Yitzchak. We know how Esav reacted, the absolute horror of Esav's reaction when he did not get the brachas. And we know, we'll learn about it, we'll see that. But we know how important the brachas are. Getting a bracha from Avrohom Avinu, could there be anything more impactful, more of a factor in your success in life? We know how the brachas of Moshe Rabbeinu was so important, so impactful. Yaakov blessing his sons before he passed away. This is a fundamental principle in Jewish belief, in Jewish philosophy, that this is what we do and this is how we do it. We bless our children. So why is Yitzchak being blessed by Kadosh Baruch Hu? After the clear omission of Avram, if HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to bless him more, kol hakavod. But clearly Rashi picks up on the fact that it was Yitzchak being blessed by HaKadosh Baruch Hu and not being blessed by Avram Avinu. Why? Rashi gives one answer. You can take a look at Rashi and discuss that answer. Also very, very interesting answer to think about and to discuss. But I'm going to share with you a medrash. A medrash that my Rebbe spoke about, and a medrash that drives home a critical point about Jewish life and about Jewish attitudes. And a point that we need to remember on many different levels, Rabbi Yisrael, as we go through life. It's important when you're in high school, but it's important when you're 80 years old as well. And Avrohom Avinu had made a calculation. And he said to himself, he made a calculation, listen, okay, I have Yitzchak, I have Yishmael. There were other children that were born after Sarah passed away. He took other wives, and there were more children. So, if I bless Yitzchak, it's going to be an obvious question. Okay, Tati, we want to be blessed too. We want a bracha. Yishmael is going to want a bracha. The other B'nai Keturah are going to want a bracha. We want a bracha. This is important. Avrohom Avinu said, I can't do that. I can't bless a nation and people that really are not deserving of a bracha, to empower them on a level where I feel it's inappropriate. I can't do it. So, okay, I guess I get it. You can't do it. It's not acceptable. You can't bless Yishmael. You don't want to give Yishmael any more power than he might already have. But Yitzchak needs a bracha. Well, so to give Yitzchak the bracha, and I don't give the other kids the bracha, it's not going to be fair. It's not going to be nice. It's going to be lack of midos, Rabbi Sai. I'm going to actually make one of my children or some of my children feel bad. How can I do that? What do you mean, how can you do it? You got the future of Klal Yisrael on the line over here. What kind of calculation is that? Give Yitzchak the bracha and don't give the other ones the bracha. You make them feel bad. Well, then give them both the bracha. Can't do that. I can't bless a nation and a son that's not deserving of a blessing. I can't empower somebody inappropriately. So you know what Avram said? Rabbi said he said words that literally have to become our philosophy of life. He said words that we have to remember every time we take a test, and our eyes might be so susceptible to looking at somebody else's paper. We're going on test ATs. We're going to whatever test that we're taking, the ACTs, the SATs. Anything in life, our tax returns, anything in life that we could be so tempted to sort of say, let me maneuver something inappropriately. Avrohom Avinu said words that we have to remember, and he said, I don't run the world. I got to do what's right. And even though there might be a lot at stake, because after all, the rationale gets in. Okay, in life, there are a lot of rationales that can come in and sort of get us to sort of look, what's the big deal? It's not so bad. Everybody's doing it. All these other logical or not so logical rationalizations that we are impacted by. Avrohom Avinu said, I don't run the world. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants Yitzchak to be successful. He'll make Yitzchak successful. I cannot do anything that I am not mandated by the Torah to do. If I know that it's wrong, I don't care how much I'm going to get ahead. If the Shulchan Aruch says no, if you called up Rabbi Yosef Karo of Moshe Isserles on the hotline and said, Rebbe, okay, this is my shaila. Should I look or shouldn't I look? Should I fudge or shouldn't I fudge? Should I hurt somebody's feelings? Should I not hurt somebody's feelings? Maybe sometimes the answer is yes. That might be, you have to ask a shaila. But if you've asked your shaila, the answer is no. If the halacha is clear, the mandate is no, the answer, you can't do it. You can't bless the Yishmael. You can't cheat on a test. You can't maneuver something in some kind of a job opportunity. You can't lie to the IRS. If the answer is no, if the halacha is clearly no, then whatever you think you're going to get ahead, you're going to get ahead. HaShem Baruch Hu runs the world. I got to do my job. I got to do what I have to do. I'm not here to make a lot of cheshbonos and to calculate what's going to be with Yitzchak. It's a good question. What's going to be with Yitzchak? And if I could bless Yitzchak, I bless Yitzchak. But if you can't, because I'm going to hurt Yishmael, I'm going to hurt my other kids. It's not going to be a musadik, a sensitive thing to do, Rabbi Say. And again, we're trying to develop concepts here. And this is right from the Torah. This is right from the Midrashim. This is the heart of what we're about. In the outside world, you will not hear any calculation. Unfortunately, we are living in a world where if you have to rip somebody to shreds to get ahead, you rip them to shreds. You have to put somebody down to move ahead on somebody else's cheshbon, on somebody else's calculation. And if I've got to rip them in order to move ahead, I rip them. How sad is it? People, in order to sell their wares, have to put down other people's merchandise? Or to promote your school, you got to sit there and brag and put down other people's institutions? These are all unacceptable things. You think you're going to get ahead? Oh, I got 4 more students this year by speaking with her about the other places. I got, look at this, it's working. You kidding me? That's how you look at it because of a short-term, seemingly advanced situation? Oh, I got valedictorian because I cheated on 4 tests over the year and I got A's on those the toughest science or English tests and I maneuvered and I got a better 1/10 of 1 point better. That cheating paid off. So I'm valedictorian. I got it, made it. Now because I'm valedictorian, so the competition for UCLA, I got into UCLA. Because I got into UCLA, you don't think HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to even up that score? You don't think HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows what you got and how you got it? You might be wondering when you're 28 years old, I can't believe it. I worked so hard for this opportunity. I did so well on the interview. How in the world did somebody else get that job? It does not make any sense. Rabbi said that's because Baruch has amazing ways of doing what he wants to do. The notion that we think we can control our destiny and move ahead inappropriately by any type of unacceptable behavior doesn't work. Whether it's cheating, lying, hurting somebody's feelings, you're going to get ahead by putting somebody else down. You're going to speak a shahara and think you're going to get the business deal. You might get it short term, but you'll never win long term. So there are two very important points that we have to glean from this chazal, I say. Number one, to remember HaKadosh Baruch Hu runs the Welt, as they say. He runs the world. Now, these are very simple words. Till we're up against a situation where we are tested. And we can save a lot of money. All you got to do is this little maneuver there with the IRS and just, give a different answer. How will they ever know? How many people, unfortunately, had to face the judge because of crazy rationalizations? Unfortunately, we've seen in our own community, in this city, many people having to sit in jail. Unthinkable situations of people who have helped this community with great ways. And in one case, the judge said, what were you thinking? You're a wealthy man. What did you gain from this little maneuver? You gained $75,000, $150,000? You're worth millions. What are you doing? As he was about to sentence him, what are you doing? I thought I'd get away with it. Thought you'd get away with it. And let's say even you did get away with it with the judge. Let's say you're not facing 2.5 years in a federal prison, facing the shame of being written up in newspapers. Even if you thought you can get away with that, or what about the Olam Emes? What about the ultimate world where we have to face our Creator and then all of this comes right in front of us? We have to defend our lives, so to speak, and we have to explain what we did? So not in the short term, Rabbi Isai, which is this world. The years that we have in this world, it doesn't pay. And for sure not in the next world, it doesn't pay. And to point number one. Point number two. Where does hurting somebody else stand in the worldview of the Torah Jew? How much of an issue is there to hurt somebody else? To impact somebody's feelings? To put somebody down? To not give them what they want and make them feel bad that I'm second rate. I'm not choshev enough. Rabbi say those issues and those emotions and that hurt stands beruma shalom in the highest echelons of calculations. Because why didn't Avrohom just simply say, you know what? So you get hurt. Big deal, so I hurt your feelings. Grow up. Take it. So I cut you down on the basketball court. What's the big deal? So I made you feel bad in the middle of a classroom. Come on, just, No. Not just come on. As the Chavetz Chaim writes, when the laws of Lashon Hara, you want to say, what's the big deal if I speak Lashon Hara? How do you feel when somebody speaks about you? It's devastating. Hurt somebody's feelings? And we're living in a world, just to stop and think and compare this to what's going on in the outside world. Literally every headline, this one smashes that one, this one was a joke, this one puts down this one lambasts that one. It's going on all over the place. It's almost you can become immune. Of course you can go ahead and rip somebody to shreds. Well, go right ahead. And this wasn't even ripping to shreds. This is, sit down with Yishmael and say, listen, Yishmael, I can't give you bracha. I can't give you, you're not Baruch. I can't give you bracha. You're not really destined for greatness. I can't do that to him. I called up Rabbi Yosef. I had the halachic hotline. I checked with Rabbi Yosef Cairo. I checked with the Rambam. I checked with the Rabbi Akiva Eiger. They said no. I can't do it. I can't hurt. I can't. Shulchan Aruch said I can't do it. Doesn't justify. But it's so important. The brachas are so important. No, they're important. They're not that important. Everybody said, if we end up, because we have a nice zinger, like we have a nice line that can rip somebody, and boy, the class is going to really have a good time. The class is really going to laugh at this one. Do we think that justifies it? To stop and to calculate We really should make a daily calculation by saying, write these things down, because maybe it might be hard to apologize every day, although we should. But certainly to write things down so Erev Yom Kippur comes along and those times that maybe we said the wrong thing and we hurt somebody's feelings. He doesn't forget, and he doesn't forget. It's all recorded. Until you get mechila, until you can erase that sin, those are issues that stand in the highest echelons of how we are viewed by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Incredible story I heard some years ago. An amazing story about a great man who went to a yeshiva and he said, listen, I have an amazing daughter. You know who I am? He spoke to the Rashiv of the yeshiva. You know who I am? I have an amazing daughter. The young bacher who marries my daughter will be able to learn. B'menuchas hanefesh. There won't be a problem. I want your best guy. Give me your best guy for my daughter. You know that she deserves it. And let's make a shidduch. Who do you have for me? Yeshiva thinks about it and he says, I have two amazing young men. It's Reuven or Shimon. Let me think about it. Thinks about it the next day, says, I think your daughter should go out with Shimon. Shimon's a great guy. Go out with Shimon. Okay. Goes out with Shimon. They like each other within whatever short period of time. You break the glass. You make a l'chaim. Mazel tov, we're engaged. Okay, so Shimon and this young girl, the college, they're engaged. Everything's great. And as time goes on, not a lot of time because they didn't have long engagements, but as the weeks go on, Shimon picks up that, I don't know, it's not the same. The gleam in her eyes, the connection that we have, the plans that we're making, it's not the same. And apparently what happened was that these two guys were two top guys in yeshiva, and some people there were murmurings in the community. Shows you the power of Lashon Hara. There were murmurings in the community that, the yeshiva chose Shimon to marry this girl. Reuven's better. Reuven's a stronger guy. Reuven has a greater lumdus, a little more intellect, whatever it might be, whatever the Lashon Hara was, that put Reuven a little bit below Shimon, to put Shimon a little bit below Reuven. So he realized the Lashon Hara basically affected her. He realized that the Lashon Hara made her wonder, did she make the right decision? Shimon says to her, listen, I appreciate, we had something very, very special in terms of our plans, but it doesn't seem like it's going to work, because I don't feel that you really want to do this. I think you'd really want to marry Reuven instead, or you heard about Reuven, so it's okay. I'm not going to have any tinus. It's okay if we break it off, and I will not be upset. And they broke it off. She accepted it. They broke it off, and sure enough, she married Reuven. Shimon goes on with his life. This lady and Reuven, this girl and Reuven get married. Everybody's having a wonderful life. And about 5-6 years later, a Rosh Yeshiva comes to this yeshiva and says, I am starting a new Mokum Torah. I'm starting a new yeshiva. This is going to be a top-of-the-line yeshiva for the absolute brilliant people of Europe. And I need a top fellow to give shir. And I know this is a place that produces top guys. I need your top man. Who do you recommend for this position? This is a position anybody would give their right arm for, without question. So he thinks about it and he says, you know what? I have a Talmud. His name is Shimon. And he's spectacular. He says, okay, you know what? Set up a meeting with me and Shimon. I'm going to meet with him tomorrow. And I'd like to meet with him and see what's going on. And let's see if we can strike up a deal. They meet together. They learn together. They discuss philosophy together. They spend a lot of time. This Adam Gadol, who's starting this incredible yeshiva, who needs a top Maggid shir for the top shir in that yeshiva. And he loves Shimon. And he says, I'm going to speak to Rosh Yeshiva. I really appreciate this time. He saw he was an incredible lamdin, chidushim, everything you want. Musar, midos, you name it. Shimon had it all. And he calls up the yeshiva and he says, I want Shimon for this job. You picked an incredible young man. I want him to take this position. Make a long story short, the yeshiva tells him, Shimon, I'm so happy. I have great news for you. The position that you interviewed for, he wants you. He wants you. Let me think about it. Shimon comes back a day later. He says to his Rebbe, Rebbe, this is an incredible position. No question about it. I'm going to have to say no. You have to say no? You're going to say no to this position? This is what every Ben Torah, you are a top fellow. You are one of the future stars of Klal Yisrael. You can do this. You can give this year. You can make that impact. How in the world do you say no to such a position? It's mamish perfect for you. Rabbi says his answer should open up our eyes to the way we have to treat life. You need to hear this answer. You need to pick up your head and hear this answer. And he said amazingly, if I take this position, what's going to happen? That young lady 6 years ago, who I broke up with, how she heard so much shahar about me, and she decided that Ruvain was really a stronger guy in the yeshiva, and I get this position, what's she going to think? I made the wrong choice. Look at this position, the top position in Europe, and they chose a guy that I could have married. And God forbid, I might affect her shalom bayis. It might affect her attitude. It might affect her relationship in some subtle, small way. I can't cause that. I can't be the cause of that. HaKadosh Baruch Hu will find a place for me. As we said, HaKadosh Baruch Hu runs the world. He'll find a way that I will be able to do what I need to do. But for me to cause that pain to that young lady, I can't do. Rabbi say that's the attitude we have to embrace. HaKadosh Baruch Hu runs the world, and we must always do the right thing. Have a beautiful Shabbos.